All right, PM2OG, Instagram to YouTube. I didn't think I could say all this in a post. I don't have a script, and this is going to be unedited, but I wanted to talk about an idea that's been kind of on my mind a lot lately. And that is, I kind of feel like I'm done exploring the PM2. There's one exception to that, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But this idea that I think the PM2 has been played out, not in the sense that it's not still what I consider to be pretty much a perfect everyday carry tool. And I still, I will carry it and I will like it and enjoy it and all of that. But when Maxamet came out, this is my very dirty Maxamet, I didn't give it too much credibility. And the reason is because it hadn't been worked out yet. There was a lot of problems. Guys were getting blades that would start to crumble on diamond stones, and they would get edges that wouldn't hold together. The heat treat was off. But then when the Gen 2 came out, honestly, after my testing where I cut a whole bunch of stuff, chopped through some heavy wire, some chicken wire, even a cement block, just to show that the new stuff wasn't brittle anymore, and they had fixed that. Once I started playing with it, testing it, cutting with it, I kind of realized that the maximal, no pun intended, the maximal steel has been achieved for the PM2. I don't think you get any better than that. I don't think Maxamet will ever fail anybody in toughness where they think that they need toughness. I think it's got plenty of toughness. And I just feel like now that I have a Maxamet PM2, I'm not a collector. I don't collect. I refuse to collect knives. I am always striving for the best, what is the most useful, the best, and I don't care what it costs. I want the best of the best. And the PM2 comes very close to being one of the best everyday carry tools that you can have. And Maxamet is by far the highest edge retention production steel that is not really weird or strange or have a strange company attached to it, but it's a truly amazing high edge retention steel. Now, this is my trusty M4 that I did, and my lighting is horrible. I apologize. I'm still setting up. I'm here in Texas now, and I'm still setting up my shop, and so I don't have my whole setup. So my lighting's really bad, and my table's really shaky, but we're getting there. But this is my M4. This is what really got me into PM2s and really good steel. And I still love M4. I love the way that it sharpens. I love the way that it functions. I love M4. And so that's why I still have that. I carry it and I use it. But Maxamet even eclipses M4. It's going to hold an edge a lot longer. It's plenty tough. It's not brittle like anybody says. And I use it all the time. I moved to Texas with it. I kind of carried it as my moving knife, and I cut all the boxes and cardboard, broke down boxes, cut tape, made a mess of the blade, cleaned it a few times, made a mess of it again, and it still comes out razor sharp on a strop with some diamond solution, and we just keep moving. I mean, it's just an amazing knife. I just don't think you can top Maxamet with steel. Now, if you're in a saltwater condition, you need an incredibly amazing knife that has really high edge retention and is really essentially salt proof, then, well, when the Vanex PM2 eventually comes out, that will be the knife for you guys. For me, though, Maxamet is kind of the pinnacle, and I feel like, all of the things coming out, all of the different variations, colors, that's not always been for me. I mean, yes, I like different colors and that kind of thing, but for me, it's the best. What is the best? And this Maxamet blade has proven to me to be the absolute best of all of the steels that I've tested and played with. These are scales by Sharp Dress Knives. If you don't know him, he is a reasonably cost, incredible craftsman who makes really great scales. So just a shout out. These are really amazing scales. And so yeah, I kind of feel like for me right now, that's the ultimate PM2. It just works. Now the exception that I talked about, something that I'm interested in messing with, and something I've been calling for a long time and made a lot of memes about, is the 10V. I think 10V could come really close to Maxamet in edge retention. I think guys will scoff at that a little bit, but I think once the guys actually get the rope tests cut, cut tests going, and all those things cut and done and looked at, I think that 10V will come very close to Maxamet. I haven't tested the K390, and the reason is I've been waiting for the 10V. I'm not going to spend all my time on K390 when it's very similar, but a little bit different than 10V, but it's essentially the same thing. And so I haven't wasted my time with K390 because I've been wanting the 10V. That's just what I've been shooting for. It's just a personal thing. So you guys can mess with the K390, and that's cool. But I think people will be surprised once the 10V's done, if it's done right, and there's some guys pushing a spider coat to make sure the heat treats just right on the 10V. And if that happens, then we would get into a situation where we would have an even tougher steel. Again, I don't think we need any tougher steel, but we would have a tougher steel. I think the 10V is going to be an awesome option. Just something a little different. So I'm kind of excited for that. Plus, I've been pushing for it for a long time, so I'm excited to see if it happens. And when it happens, I'll be excited to play with it and test it. But for now, I just don't know what else I could get. I don't know what I could get that would top Maxamet. So, yes, Rex 121 possibly, but the jury's out on whether it's actually a better steel than Maxamet. I look at the numbers that guys are getting on cut tests and those kinds of things, and it's really not that amazingly different, but it is really, really hard to work with. So, I don't know if I would trade up another 10% in edge retention for an incredibly hard knife to sharpen or an incredibly expensive blade to be made. I have kicked around the idea with a custom maker to do a blade for the PM2 in Rex 121. So if that happens, that would be super cool, but he is very unwilling to do it thus far, and I haven't been able to talk him into doing it. So we will see. But right now, I just don't see how, if you didn't have a Maxamet, if you had a Maxamet, in my opinion, you'd have the best PM2 possible. And there's just nothing else that's going to come out anytime really soon, unless it's 10V, that I would say might give that a run for its money. But it's Maxamet. It's heat treated right. These blades were tested at 69 to 70 HRC. How do you scoff at that? I mean, this is a super long lasting steel. So that's kind of why I feel like, I don't post a lot on PM2s much anymore. And the reason is I'm carrying this thing. Occasionally I'll carry this thing to reminisce, but this one is the pinnacle of the PM2. I think it's the best thing that Spyderco has done in a really long time. And I'm kind of excited for some of the new stuff. I'm very much into my Crewwear Shaman. I love Crewwear. Crewwear is another really awesome steel, but I believe Crewwear is designed for a different kind of blade. The Shaman was exciting to me, but I wanted a super tough, really good bushcraft steel in the Shaman. And here's a Crewwear blade some of you have seen before. Let's see here. That's what Crewwear is for right there. That's what I believe Crewwear is for. And I love Crewwear for this kind of stuff. When I'm out in the woods, I'm beating on logs and chopping stuff and batoning stuff and really, getting a tough use knife. There's nothing like Crewwear to put in a bushcraft blade. So that's what I like for the woods. I like Crewwear for the woods. And to me, the Shaman is a folding bushcraft knife. And that kind of excited me. It's a knife that you could carry that in a pinch, I think you could just go full native in the forest and chop things and baton things. I think it would hold up just fine. Maybe I'll test that out sometime soon. Anyway, for now, I'm done with the PM2. I'll be carrying my Maxamet. If 10V comes out, we'll do some testing. We'll do some videos. But I just wanted to talk about that and let me know what you guys think. I don't keep up on YouTube very much, so hit me up on Instagram, PM2OG. Have a great night, everybody.